comedy, singing, rapping, any type of artist you listening to right now or giving your attention to right now?
One artist I'm gonna listen to till the day I die, Starlito. It's my favorite.
Starlito, my
favorite artist, rapper. It don't matter the genre. He's my favorite. Everything. Describe
Starlito for people who have not been exposed to Starlito.
Starlito, he's been rapping, making music for over 10 years now, man. His style probably isn't for everybody.
Okay.
But I think that it should be for a lot of people in my demographic group. He's a native of Nashville, Tennessee, and man, really, he's a symbol of hope for a lot of people. Not even just dope boys, but college kids, because he's been in a lot of different areas in life. He sold drugs. He went to school a couple times.
Right.
Battling depression. Just really dealing with some of everything. And I've read or watched videos and interviews of other people that have said like his music helped them get through like chemotherapy.
Wow.
And of course it's probably cliche for him to hear, but his music helped a lot of people get through some of the worst times in their lives.
That's deep.
And I call it, well, he calls it as well, but I consider it to be a genre called reality rap, because he doesn't just give that one side of the story where, yeah, I'm selling dope, I got all the girls, I got all the money, all the jewelry. It's not fictitious. It's you know, I'm selling dope, but it's a possibility that I might get jammed up and do life in prison.
Okay.
Because I'm a felon and I'm riding with this strap and I got a whole lot of guns and drugs in the trunk.
Wow.
Or I could get robbed or get my head peeled back.
Right.
You know, he talks about losing a lot of his friends to the penitentiary, losing a lot of his friends to death.
Right.
He touched bases on a lot of stuff, but overall for me, he is a symbol of hope because of the things he's going through, and our lives are somewhat relatable. So for me, it's like, okay, he got through it.
That's deep.
I'm gonna get through it, you know.
Dale, who you listening to right now?
Crit.
Yeah, for sure.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. King Part 4 is what I listen to every time I have a hardship. You know, he was like, man, I was prepared for the worst, dug in deep. Cause I emerged from the dirt. I have to, block it.
Yeah.
So, you ain't the only one, but in truth, you gotta be the first. Cause you could turn the good into bad, and you'll turn down the bad. That's a gift and a curse. I envy your will to be a better man in a world where better man don't even stand a chance on this earth. Bible talk. They told me that I could keep that. Next time I leave the sheep where the sheep at, and pray that when the wolves fall through, they stomach still full, so they don't eat that, which is mine. I'm like, bro,
what?
You know that, so it's like I connect with him because first of all, he a rapper from the South.
Yeah.
So
that lyrical content,
Mississippi. So you
that lyrical content, something crazy.
It's something crazy. They always want to say rappers from the South don't spit. Man, you just spit differently.
That content is crazy, bro.
So it's just like listening to him. It's just like he ain't never really been rapping about like pushing no drugs. He just really rap about like mental and spiritual warfare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And how your mental and how people that are the closest to you can have the biggest doubts. On his new album, Drinking Session, he still battle with the fact that he don't have no wife and his kids. And he be like, I'm sorry, mama, I don't have no wife and kids, but look what I did, mama. You know what I'm saying? That to me, that even emphasizes even more that there's some people in this world that being human that you want to please.
Yeah.
And you have to battle between pleasing those people and your purpose.
Yeah.
It's just that's why I listen to Crit, because I feel like I go through that all the time. Because honestly I could say I'm a people pleaser, and it's something that bugs me deep down inside when somebody just be like, oh, Dale, yeah, all right. I'm like, bro, how can I fix it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
And that's a flaw that I'm working on. But at the same time, it's also allowed me to be humble and compassionate and reflect on mistakes. So I don't know. Just I look at it like this here. Just understand that what the people who are in power or the people who have the ability to decide by the majority what's right and wrong, what one person may consider a disability may be an identity for someone else.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's deep.
So you gotta understand how to live horizontally within those measures. It's just like somebody who's we're learning this in our intro to public health. There was this lady who reflected on her story about being blind, and her husband who could see. They're having a child together, and about how bad it really hurt her for her hit her husband and say, "Well, I really hope that our child can see. I don't want our child to be cursed to a life without sight." Yet she finds her life that much more wonderful because she has to focus on other things that bring her joy.
Yeah.
So just because it's not something that you define as a capability, that doesn't mean it disables someone else.
True.
So yeah, I listen to Crit. Crit give me 3.
One of the main people I listen to right now is Witch Doctor from Dungeon Family. That first, his first album, I'm listening to his new album called The Government Now. But it was his first album is a SWAT healing ritual, and it's pretty much to me a Bible study on a CD with really amazing beats.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. The first CeeLo album, CeeLo Green and his Perfect Imperfections, that's therapy, and you know Good Amount. But on Good Amount Soul Food, the person that I really been rocking with now lately, and I think I had to mature to really maximize the understanding of this rapper, Scarface.
True.
I think because I always liked Scarface, I wasn't mature enough to understand Scarface. Because some of the things he was talking about were grown man issues, and as younger, and I was like, I ain't seen that before. But the beat knocking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
the beat is just amazing.
Yeah.
However, when he's talking about relationships, marriage, and when he's talking about abuse, you know, so all the stuff in his neighborhood that he was talking about. And a lot of the political stuff, a lot of people don't understand how political Scarface is. He got this song called Smarts on his album called The Untouchable, and he was just talking about what we go through as a people when it comes to brutality and different systems that keep us like obliterated. You know what I'm saying? And he was just talking about how strategic we got to be because we're dealing with systems and we're dealing with people who have been researching us for centuries. This ain't one of those things that we could just sit back and be like, you know, it'll be all right after a while. No, man, this is like strategic planning. When you having people, I mean, when you start thinking about people getting experiments put on them for different areas, and you know, when you talking about the Tuskegee experiment, you not only that, we naive to think it stopped there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That got to be naive to the point where it was just you testing it on people, and that was an area, and then you can read on it, but you can't think for 1 second that stuff stopped. Yeah, you know. Yeah. So he was, you know, he speak on a lot of different stuff, but the person that get my mind off of everything, Devin the Dude. I don't know if a lot of people have been exposed to Devin the Dude. Now he does talk about he talk about Crit
got some music, some good music.
He really do, man. Like both and Crit, and I think Crit. What I really appreciate about Crit has supplemented the space where Outkast dropped off after not dropped off, but you know stopped rapping together as a group after Idlewild. After Idlewild, I was just sitting there wondering. Like, who was going to take that mantle? No, don't get me wrong. So when Outkast, I guess not necessarily split, but stopped coming out as a group because Big Boy is really carrying the mantle strong. Like Big Boy really has been on that Boomerverse is straight heat to me. You know what I mean? But when Crit came out, I was like, thank you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just not only just the beats. It reminded me of Organized Noise, and it reminded me of Pimp C. Yeah, and it reminded me of Bun B. Yeah, heavily. And it reminded me of 8 Ball MJG. Heavily. And and I ain't gonna lie to you, it reminded me of 3 6 Mafia too. Sometimes the chords and all of that stuff. And I'm sitting up here like
he got a little bit of mild sprinkle.
I said, bruh, you might be the missing link of the South. And I've never said that out loud. I don't think he should carry that title. But I think he has really solidified. He literally paved the streets. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of potholes and a lot of people were trying to figure their way out and whatever. And I'm not saying the South was suffering. I'm not saying that because, you know, the South is always going to be at the top of hip hop. Yeah. I mean, because, you know, regardless of people like to rock with the music or not, because I ain't gonna lie to you, I still have a high regard for Lil Jon and Eastside Boys.
We were just talking about that whole era last night.
Man, because I mean, when it come down to the South, man, I know a lot of people have a lot of opinions when it comes to music, especially hip hop. a lot of people got a lot of things to say about Southern artists and what we talk about and how we communicate our issues, and not only that, but how we make party music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't understand the South has something to say always, because life is different down here, regardless of what you think it is. You know, don't get me wrong. We know hip hop was documented. It started up north in New York, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was in the Bronx, if I'm not mistaken. But man, the type of talent that we got coming out the South, is undeniable, that you got to sit down and respect it. And not only that, the storytelling. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a Nas fan. When it comes out north, you're gonna have to. I don't know who resume or lyrical content can combat Nas for me. I'm not telling you that Nas is the best for you. It's just for me, I connect with Nas the most, because Nas have literally, he been a professor on a couple of these CDs by mistake. And I'm saying, like, it's gotten to the point, he one of them artists that you got to rewind.
You have to.
And I had to Google that word. That's the artist where I'm at right now. That's the artist that I really appreciate, the ones that forced me to grow. And I think Goody Mob forced me to grow as a kid. Because I consider Goody Mob was my first mentors. You know what I'm saying? Like you got coaches or whatever, but Goody Mob was my first mentors to the point where they actually tell you, "Hey man, get out the car." You don't need to just get out the car. Cell therapy. You know what I'm saying? Who's that peeking in my window type stuff? You know what I mean? They were talking about some different things other than, just riding and just, but I love that music, but they challenge your brain. You know what I mean? So like when you were what was the artist name you were talking about? Starlito.
By the way, him and Scarface got a song you got to check out, bro.
I have to.
You got to, bro.
Yeah, I got to now. So the connection that Starlito has with you, because if anytime when I ask somebody what artist and they the first artist, that means that artist connected with you the most, the latest, right? So that connection that Starlito has with you talking about the storytelling he was talking about, the people that he lost, some of the mistakes that he made, some of the the maturation process that he experienced, and trying to tell people, hey, you don't necessarily have to do what I did. You know what I'm saying? But and not only that, he's talented in the way that he talks about it, right? Have you ever thought about doing music?
To be 100 with you, big brother, I'm doing music now.
You lying?
No, I'm dead serious.
That's what's up.
And I'm putting my best foot forward. By the way, I just got a Spinrilla account today. Okay. Which a lot of people that have been rapping for years haven't even gotten one.
Man, I ain't never heard of a Spinrilla.
It's just a platform for music.
Gotcha.
Download your music on your phone.
It's kind of like, is it like SoundCloud too?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, Spinrilla.
Mostly what, like rap music on there, have R&B and all that too.
I got you.
But I've definitely started, and I think my last job situation is what kind of pushed me into wanting to pursue music.
Right.
Because I've always had some type of passion. I do the cameras and everything. But music, I think, has been something, it's probably cliche to say, I always loved music, had a passion, but that's really just a true story. I've always loved music. And that's been the only thing that I can say up to this point in my life I haven't, like, given my full attention to. And I said, well, I've done almost every job you can name up to this point in my life.
Right.
And it ended one way or another. I left, or they told me the job is done. And now I just want to do music. I want to give it a try. And I actually got a track called What Sabo Wants.
Really?
And the hook says, I done got me 1 degree. Now I know how that life feels. Now it's time to feed my passions and chase something that feels real.
That's real.
And I'm pretty much talking about wanting to do not even just solely music, but the things that I actually care about doing.
We're going to switch it up a little bit. We've been talking about music a little bit. We're going to talk about the ladies.
Okay.
Yeah. Because this is Manhood Mindset, and we do have some our female fans, our beautiful women out there who support Manhood Mindset and the mindset of men.
Okay.
What is your take on the current status of the women in our community? What are you seeing? What are you noticing?
I feel like a lot of people are saying that women are taking on like a masculine stance now.
Okay.
Considering like a lot of the big hits now, or maybe one that's coming to mind like Rihanna. Dang, I can't even think of the song. I was a savage. Needed me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are thinking that females are
dainty and soft.
Or they're thinking that women are taking on that men persona. Thank you. Of being free, or I could cheat, and you know what I'm saying. I could hide all this information from the man, and I could do all the things. I could play the game the man playing. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I feel like that might have been how it was before, but we might just be like they're just freely saying it. They're open about it now, I guess. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't find a lot of them attractive because of the social media. I'm not a big fan of social media, and I think that's kind of watered the game down as far as like relationships go and respect for yourself and everything.
You said not attractive. What's not attractive about it?
It's fake. It's everybody wants attention. Everybody wants to be the baddest, and everybody wants all the likes. And it's like, I don't want no chick with 100,000 likes because she got everything showing. Like, ain't nothing wrong with showing your skin, especially if you comfortable in your skin. But if that's the only route that you can go to get attention, then something ain't right. Like, you just don't connect with it. Yeah,
you're not impeding on their right to do it. Yeah. It's just you personally. You just don't connect with a person who thinks they have to do that for attention.
Yeah, and I want somebody that has something to, like, you got to have something inside your head. I want to be able to talk to you. Right. And a lot of times I have conversations, and it's just like, all right,
we need to talk about that, because a lot of people assume that ladies know how to communicate with men. So is that true? Do women, based off your experiences, do women know how to communicate with men?
I don't know if I can answer that, because I might not be the best communicator myself. I'm finding that out a lot more often now.
For sure. I don't think nobody is.
Yeah.
I think the reason why I ask is because the narrative that I've been exposed to, I can't speak for anybody else, the narrative I've been exposed to is that women are the best communicators.
That's what
I ain't
too big on generalizing like a group, because I can't really say every woman gonna communicate, but I mean,
no, not every woman. I'm just talking about because I'm literally talking about the generalized statement of women. You know what I'm saying? And I know I've never met every woman on the planet.
A lot of the dudes that I'm around communicate more than some of the women that I'm around.
Exactly.
Like we hold better conversations than some of the women that I'm around. Okay. Not all, but some.
Right. And of course, for people to listen, of course, we don't know every woman on the planet. So you know what I mean? So I'm literally talking about as growing up, women are